So I'm very serious about becoming a network engineer. And I'm getting on LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn account, Ryan Kavanaugh, LinkedIn. I'm getting on LinkedIn and I'm trying to find local network engineers in my area, trying to find somebody to shadow, somebody I can kind of maybe get some experience, get my hands dirty with. But in the meantime, I'm working on Packet Tracer like a boss, learning configurations, topologies, and I'm very much enjoying it. I love playing video games, but this is almost more fun to me. I don't know. Anyway, so let's look at some of the actual layer one physical hardware.
It's time to get to work. The first task will be to separate the two main switches that are stacked together with stacking cables, and I'll need to close the stacking slots using these blanks to prevent dust from getting into the switch. But when I disconnect the stack, the secondary switch, not the master switch, is going to lose its configuration.
One would think, right, when you replace this configuration. But I think he makes a correction.
I would need to reconfigure the second switch.
Always be ready to reconfigure.
Okay, so that statement was incorrect, as I discovered. When you disconnect the stacking cables, which are these thick ones behind the switch, the second switch keeps its configuration, but
even if that is true, there's something in audio engineering called Murphy's Law. Just assume that if something can go wrong, it will. Right? When you go in, just assume it's going to be broken, and you're going to have to fix something. In the sense of majority of what companies are looking for is troubleshooting. I know there was be happy, think positive. I am happy, but when I go to work, my first thing is, okay, what's going to be broken today? Because I've got to be in my fix it mood, right? Not because of, if it's running smooth, great. But always assume it's not going to be, because you're getting a paycheck to make sure it gets fixed and that it keeps running smooth. Because why? Philosophy 101. For every second that network's down, that company can lose money. We are here to keep that company making money and keep that network running, right? We're the guardians of the network.
But it needs to be reconfigured, obviously, because it has redundant configuration and wrong interface numbering. So this is how you separate the two switches. Insert the blanks. Now the switches are independent, and I need to proceed to separate the two switches. Right, so first I need an IP address to give. Proceed to remove the stacking modules and then insert the blanks. Now the switches are independent, and I need to give the second switch a new IP address because it's a separate switch, independent switch now. I log on.
So he's taking two of these switches and making this one independent. Configure no switch provision. I'm still learning that.
To the second switch and say no switch one provision, and that will remove its stacking configurations. This is me inserting the blanks to prevent the dust from going into the motherboard. So one of the things you should always do in the beginning is to start running a ping to know in case anything goes wrong.
Right, I was learning basically basic pinging to see if the end user devices can read things. So I'm learning gigabit Ethernet. There's the interface. Go down interface, gigabit interface, reply. This is the time. Renumber.
Other than that, I needed to renumber the second switch because it's standalone now and should not be switch 2. So I renumbered it to switch 1, and that was the final step in unstacking the two switches. Moving on to the second task of the day, replacing a 24-port switch with a 48-port switch. I didn't have time to stage the replacement, so I did this on site, including the unboxing, and this is the switch I need to replace. I basically just did basic config, replicated the configuration on the existing 24-port switch and put it on the 48, and it's just as easy as a straight swap. So that was that. Easy done. Basic configuration and the switch just needs 3 things: basic device hardening, so hostname, password, etc. Then an SVI for management.
I'll have to look up what an SVI is. That's new to me. and I know what the default gateway is.
And default gateway. That's pretty much all you need, and then maybe interface configurations as well. As for the iOS upgrades on the router, the remote team took care of that while I was handling the replacement of the second switch.
So this is how we learned, right? This is how we learn working with the hardware, the best I can do until I get a mentor.